Okay, so we're gonna be going over the AbMat and its proper use for the abdominal sit-up and how to scale it. So you'll notice that the AbMat is made up of arches. It has a 30-degree and a 60-degree arch to accommodate that of the average anterior pelvic tilt that a person usually has. But it's also used within scaling the movement. So we're gonna start with the 60-degree arch because Christina will only have to come up 30 degrees at that point, which is gonna make it easier for her. But you'll see when Christina leans back on the AbMat, it'll fill the natural contour of her spine, giving her complete comfort and support throughout the entire movement. To do a proper sit-up, Christina will disengage her hip flexors by widening her leg position. At this point, we're going to focus on the curl. We do so by using our hands to help track the movement. She'll extend both of her hands out, one on top of the other, and start by tucking in her chin and focusing on curling her spine throughout the entire movement, from the start all the way to the finish, and coming up back with complete control. She'll do that again. Very nice. To increase difficulty, Christina can also change her hand position by placing her hands across her chest, which will add a slight amount of resistance as she rolls up through the sit-up, focusing still on curling the spine throughout the entire movement. The next step to scaling the AbMat sit-up is to add weight. But before we do that, let's talk about the actual mechanics of the sit-up. So the center part of your abdominals are the strongest, but where the sit-up starts with the external obliques, then goes into the main abdomen, finishes with the internal obliques that leads into the hip flexors. So you'll notice that a lot of people try to cheat through using their external or internal obliques. They'll do this by either using momentum at the beginning and cheat through the use of their external obliques to go through the movement, or they'll do a half repetition and just focus on the bottom portion of their internal obliques and their main abdomen and their hip flexors. When using the AbMat, we want to make sure that this is not what we're doing. From the very beginning, she is tucking her chin and curling up, focusing on the curl of the spine throughout the entirety of the movement, and then coming back with the exact same amount of control. So now we're going to be adding some weight to the movement, and we're going to make sure to treat the abdominals like any other muscle within your body. So since we're going to be adding weight to the upper body, we're going to be disrupting the balance between the upper and the lower body. So for now, we're going to be anchoring the feet. So Christina has her feet locked here into this Abdominal. She has a weight propped up on her chest. She's holding it internally. So this is not going to disrupt her movement of her spine. So she's going to go through the exact same movements that she did without weight, focusing on the actual form of the movement. So while with weight on her chest, she's going to tuck the chin and focus up on the curl, come all the way forward, and then with control, come all the way back, making sure that she does not cheat herself by using momentum to go up or doing half reps and not going through the entirety of the movement. So to scale the weighted sit-up, you could simply just go up in weight after you've mastered it, or you can simply turn the AbMat around to the 30-degree side, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult for Christina to start the movement with the exact same amount of weight, focusing still on the movement itself and control throughout the entirety of it.